Good afternoon, North Georgia. So let's take a look at your severe weather chances for tomorrow. There is a system kind of in the works right now. As you guys can see, this is your satellite imagery right here. This little guy right here is going to be causing some problems. You got a little warm front coming up right here. As you can kind of see, it's indicated by these little low clouds that are moving northward. These low clouds indicate a decently warm environment and increased moisture in the in the environment, and that is the recipe for instability and severe weather. And I'll show you here, about right here. That's about where that warm front is. Maybe a little bit to the east, but this area right here is going to be primed because of that warm front will be coming in, bringing in plenty of moisture and a little bit of heat, and that is all storms need nowadays. They will fire off. So what I had pulled up here is the forecast discussion from the National Weather Service, and this is for Peachtree City, so for any other place it might vary maybe by an hour, but I'll show you the timings here in just a second. So beginning as early as 7 a.m. we could see, or Peachtree City could start seeing showers moving in. Probably light rain expected, not a whole lot of accumulation, but 10 to 2 is where you could start seeing some severe storms moving in. And with this threat is really kind of straight line wind gusts. As you can see, main risk is wind damage. So straight line winds, not much of flooding like it was last time. Sure, the ground will be saturated, so the winds will probably be a little bit worse in terms of the wind damage, so watch out for that. But in terms of our last storm on Tuesday, it's a little bit different, but the placement of it is actually really similar. The low pressure is a little bit to the north, but this is a very, very similar take of what it was last time. And it will be moving through and hitting Georgia really around that commute time. This is about 5 a.m. so hitting Georgia around 7 or 8, as you can see, and then about midday at 1 o'clock. This is where some of the bad stuff could happen in Georgia, but that chance is slowly decreasing here. Yesterday, this enhanced risk, which is a better increased risk of severe weather than the slight risk, has decreased. We want to see this decrease. We want to see all of it decrease, but storms don't work out like that. But it has decreased and is not in Georgia anymore. So hopefully by these storms get done and get to Georgia, they will be dying out. But really, these storms will be pretty clumped up along this cold front and will bring some straight line winds. So let's look at your some models, try to find out what this thing looks like, or what it's going to look like, and what it's going to be hitting. So this is about 12 o'clock Thursday night, or 12 o'clock tonight. Oh my goodness, this is lightning. Okay, this is about 12 o'clock tonight. Yes, 12 o'clock tonight. It's 12 o'clock tonight. You can kind of see these storms are kind of wanting to combine, which is good. A little bit before, this is 10 o'clock, sorry, 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. You can kind of see some storms trying to pop up here through Arkansas into Texas, a little bit of Oklahoma. These are those discrete cells that the forecast discussion was talking about. This is the start. This is where you could see some of your weather, and boom, boom, here it is. That is pretty close, very, very close. Oh goodness, very, very close to where that was. So about right here is where you're going to see most of your weather. Those discrete cells start out here. Those are going to be some good chances for severe weather, straight line winds, maybe some isolated tornadoes within this little line. Fortunately, with the lines, there seems to be less tornadoes, but some tornadoes embedded into this squall line here. So that's normally a good thing. These things to start grouping up like this, they start taking a ton of energy and just not as much energy for tornadoes and hail and other stuff like that. But the main threat here is going to be this wind gust right along this boundary here of the big front. You're going to have to watch out for wind as this thing passes through. And timings for this thing, this is about 9 o'clock. No, yeah, 9 o'clock in the morning. So some rain could be hitting North Georgia, Central Georgia. It's kind of scattered, not a whole lot, but this is where it's going to start getting a little bit sketchy at about 11 a.m. Some of this stuff's going to be hitting some heavy downpours expected. Probably no more between 1 to 2 inches. 2 inches probably a high accumulation for this event in total. So not as much as last time, but we could definitely see some isolated heavy downpours with this system, and with the wind gust, especially in the northern regions here in the mountains. The winds normally get a lot worse in the mountains because of higher elevation, so watch out for that too. In terms of Athens and the other places that aren't as high elevation, straight line wind damage will be a concern, but not so much flooding. And yeah, the extent of this, not a whole lot of severity. Lightning is a pretty good indicator of severity of deep convection, and there's really not a whole lot, which is a good thing, a very good sign. There was a ton of lightning with this last system that moved through, so hopefully it's not anything like that. So you guys stay weather safe, and I'll see you next time.